Good evening, everyone. This is RJL 518 welcoming you back to another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1981 season is on the air. I do apologize not doing a game last night, but sometimes life does get in the way. Today's date is August 28th, 1981. We are at Shea Stadium as the Cincinnati Reds take on the greatest baseball team in history, the New York Mets. Steeler fan and BB join us here at Shea Stadium. The Reds come into this game at 40 wins and 32 losses. They are in very good shape to probably make the playoffs. It's still pretty much a logjam in the National League West. The Reds right now are only one game back of Atlanta and San Francisco here in this division in the NL West. The Mets at 28 and 39, they're 12 games back a third. Their season pretty much is over. Not a good year for the Mets in 1981. So tonight, my Mets are going to play spoiler. And the reason why I chose this game was because of the pitching matchup tonight. The Reds historically won this game. The Reds 5 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. The Mets 2 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. Brian Patterson joins us here at Shea Stadium. So hopefully we have a good matchup tonight. As I said yesterday, I do apologize for not doing a game, but sometimes life does get in the way. But we're all set. Let's restart our season, and we'll be going in here, and we have the turnstiles early to watch the Steelers game. Yes, I pretty much know you would, but that is okay, Matt. You can always check it on the replay. So we got a good matchup tonight between the Reds and the Mets. Let's get to it. Starting pitcher for the New York Mets in this game was Ed Lynch. 4 wins, 5 losses, a 2.91 ERA. I never really liked him as a Met fan. He did have the lower ERA of the starters in the Mets season in 81. But he got the call tonight in this game. The Reds need to win it. The Mets are going to try to play spoiler. So let's get started. Top of the first. Leading off for the Reds will be right fielder Dave Collins. Collins, 272 average, 3 homers, 23 RBIs in 81. We are using blue, white, and orange dice for the Mets. They are the home team. Let's get started. Let's get back to baseball. Lynch, a 3-5, strikeout 6, and he got him. Shea Stadium adds 3 to strikeouts. It's the only adjustment. And he will strike out Collins, and Lynch gets a K. Lynch only had 27 strikeouts in 81. Woodman 564 joins us here at Shea Stadium. I know he would not miss his Reds. Next batter is the center fielder Ken Griffey. 311 average, 2 homers, 34 RBIs for the Reds in 81. He played in pretty much almost all their games, and that was a good year for Griffey. Lynch with the pitch. 5-3, that's an error chance. Griffey, a 6-3, that's a fly ball to left field. That ball is hit to Lee Mazzilli. His error rating is a 4, that's a 12. He'll make the catch, and that will be out number 2, as he will not make an error. Next batter for the Reds, shortstop Dave Con Sione, 306 average, 5 homers, 67 RBIs in 81. Pretty much played in all the Reds games. Lynch with the pitch. 4-1, that is a blank. Concepcion, 2-5, and Concepcion rips a double into right field, and he will head to second base with a 2-out, 2-bagger. Concepcion keeps the inning alive for left fielder George Foster. 295 average, 22 homers, 90 RBIs. One of the reasons why the Mets would take Foster later in his career, and of course he would turn out to be the $10 million bum. Lynch, let's see if anything happening on the bases. The 11 is a negative. Lynch with the pitch. 2-1, that is blank. Foster, 4-4, and that's going to be a single into center field for Foster. It's a base hit. Let's see if it scores. Concepcion probably will. Concepcion's base running rating is a 4. With 2 outs becomes a 5. Single to center, +2 is a 7. Mookie Wilson is out there. He has a +2 arm, which makes him a 9. So there's not going to be a throw. Concepcion will come around third, and he will score. And the Reds take a quick 1-0 lead on the Mets. An RBI single by Foster. Next batter, first baseman Dan Dreesen, .236 average, 7 homers, 33 RBIs. Still 2 outs. Nothing happening with Foster at first. Lynch will make the pitch. A 3-6 against the lefty. That's going to be blank. Dreesen, a 5-4, and that's a ground ball to second base. Up with it will be Doug Flynn, and he's going to throw to first to retire the side. So a quick run-scoring team the Reds are right there, as they get 1 run on 2 hits. And we go to the bottom of the first. This is the reason why I chose this game. Starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds, the franchise, the terrific one of the top 10, if not top 5 pitchers in baseball history, Mr. Tom Seaver. May he rest in peace. 14 wins, 2 losses, a 2.54 ERA in 81. He should have gotten another Cy Young Award that year. Seaver should have 5 of those things. He has 3 Cy Youngs, should have won it over Fergie Jenkins in 73, and should have won it in 81 over Fernando, which was ridiculous. Tom Seaver is your pitcher for the Reds tonight. And one of the reasons why he's one of the top 5 pitchers in baseball history. Only 2 pitchers in baseball in the history of the game have over 300 wins, 3,000 strikeouts, and an ERA under 3. Walter Johnson and Tom Seaver. And Walter Johnson pitched during the dead ball era, so that's his excuse. Bottom of the first, leading off for the Mets, center fielder Mookie Wilson. .271 average, 3 homers, 14 RBIs. Seaver pitching in Shea, but wearing a gray Cincinnati uniform with the red letters of Cincinnati across the front. Seaver with the pitch. 4-5, that is a blank. Wilson, 5-4, and it's a ground out to second. 1 man down. And the next batter will be shortstop Frank Taveras. .230 average, no homers, 11 RBIs that year. Seaver will make the pitch. 6-1 against the righty. That's going to be an automatic out, and it will be a fly out to center. As Seaver continues to show his magic here in 81. Next up, third baseman Hubie Brooks. .307 average, 4 homers, and 38 RBIs. And yes, stadium cheers when Tom took the mound. Absolutely. Seaver with the pitch. 4-6, strikeout 17. That's going to be too high. Brooks just misses it. Brooks, a 6-1 against a right-handed pitcher. That's going to be grounded to third. Ray Knight has got it, and he will throw to first. And a 1-2-3 inning for the terrific one. Nothing there for the Mets after 1. It is 1-0 in favor of the Reds. I had a chance to look over the players for the Hall of Fame, the Golden Era, and the Golden Era players and the Dead Ball Era players and such. I had a chance to look over who they were thinking of putting into the Hall of Fame, and if anybody wants my opinion, I'll tell you right now. Out of all the players that are in there, that are on that list, everyone belongs in the Hall of the Very Good. But who I think belongs in the Hall of Fame, I have no problem if Lefty O'Doul gets in. I have no problem if Bill Dalen gets in. They were 2 hard hitters back in the dead ball era. Tony Oliva, definitely Hall of the Very Good. If you want to put Oliva in, I'm not going to cry about it. If you want to put Maury Wills in, I'm not going to cry about it. The two definites have to be, in my opinion, Dick Allen. And if you want to put Dick Allen should go in the Hall of Fame, I agree. But my question is about this guy. Why is Minnie Minoso not in it now? Of all the players that are on that list, Minnie Minoso should be a lock. He better get in. So those are everybody else's. I think all the very good. I'm not 100% sure. Even though I know Jim Cott had a great career, but a 3.85 ERA is a little high for me. Like I said, I mean, all the very good, but if any of them belong in the Hall, that's got to be Minnie Minoso. You got to put him in. He should have been in a long time ago. The first black Cuban player in baseball history. And yes, Minnie Minoso should be a Hall of Famer. And I have no problem if you want to put Dick Allen in there too. You want to put him in? I'll buy it. Top of the second, Reds already with a 1-0 lead. Leading off for the Reds will be third baseman Ray Knight, future 86 Met world champion. 259 average, 6 homers, 34 RBIs for the Reds in that year. Lynch with the pitch. 4-1, that is a blank. Knight, 5-4 against a right-handed pitcher. That's going to be a ground out to first. And that is out number 1. Next up, second baseman Ron Oster, another great baseball name. Oster, 271 average, 5 homers, 42 RBIs. Lynch will make the deal. We got a 1-5. That's a pitcher result. Oster, a switch hitter hitting from the left side. A 1-10 is an automatic out. The 8 is good, and that is going to be a ground out to short. Lynch did have a good season there for the Mets in 81, but I still never really liked him. Here's the catcher, Mike O'Berry. He starts today instead of bench. 180 average, a homer, 5 RBIs. He is the starting catcher for the Reds in this game. Lynch, 1-3, that is blank. O'Berry, 2-3, and that's a line drive right to second. Flynn will glove it, and that will end the inning. So 1, 2, 3 go the Reds in that game, in that one, and we go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Mets, he's at first base tonight. Dave King Kong Kingman, 221 average, 22 bombs, 59 RBIs. And Kingman gets the call against his old mate Tom Seaver when Kingman and Seaver were both together with the Mets with all those times. The terrific one will pitch. 2-3-2. And against a righty, that's a straight home run result. Against a right-handed pitcher, Kingman is a 20. Seaver must have liked him on this one because he just pitched Kingman a meatball. Kaboom! High, deep, and gone. Home run for Dave Kingman. Tom Seaver, a 3-2. And against a right-handed batter is a straight home run result. Kingman has 20, and Kingman goes ahead and ties this game up with a solo bomb right into center field. And this game is tied at 1. Stadium cheers. Yay! Section 518 cheers. Yay! Next up for the Mets will be right fielder Ellis Valentine. 208 average, 8 homers, 36 RBIs. Seaver pitches him a meatball. You can't do that to Kingman. Pitch from Seaver, 6-2. That's a walk plus, and that 10 is going to walk Valentine. So Seaver in a little bit of an issue here. He gives up a homer. Now he gives up a walk. Valentine to first, and that will be left fielder Lee Mazzilli. Mazzilli, 228 average, 6 homers, 34 RBIs. Every woman in New York wanted his baby. Infield at double play depth. Checking a strategy roll. 18, nothing happening. Seaver will make the pitch. 4-6, strikeout 11, and he got him. Struck him out. And that's going to be strikeout number 1 for Seaver. He only had 87 of them in 81, so not one of his better strikeout years. I think if he went the distance, he probably would have been close to 200, maybe. Because you know Seaver would have had a couple of 10, 11, and 12 strikeout games. One man out. The batter will be the catcher, John Stearns. Always felt he was an underrated catcher for the Mets in their history. I thought Stearns was very solid. 271 average, a homer, 24 RBIs, and he was pretty good at the plate. Anything for Valentine? No, he'll stay put. The terrific one will pitch. 4-5, that is a blank. Stearns, 1-1 against a right-handed pitcher. Base hit, right past first for a single. Valentine's base running rating is a 3, and he will make third easily on that. Right past first, and Stearns moves the Mets ahead, moves the Mets even closer to getting taking the lead here. Base hit for Stearns. Next batter is the second baseman, Doug Flynn. 222 average, a homer, and 20 RBIs. The Reds are going to call for the infield in to prevent Valentine from scoring. Remember, the Reds need this game. The Mets really don't. And yes, I'd love to hear a great Ellis Valentine story from 1978, though. Let's see if anything on the bases. That is a 2. Stearns gets the jump, and I'm going to send him 17 with a 0. And O'Berry's a -1, a 1-16. Stearns to be safe. Valentine will stay at third. The throw to second is not in time, and Stearns steals second. So Stearns is going to be infield in anyway, and then will anything happening on the bases now. The 12 is a negative. Seaver will now pitch to Flynn. Pitch from Seaver. 5-3 against a righty. That's going to be an automatic out. Let's see what it is. And it's going to be a fly ball to right field. Fly out to right. Flynn has a sacrifice fly rating of 0, so he will not bring him in that way. Valentine's base running rating is a 3. Collins has a plus. Right fielder Dave Collins has a +1 arm. A 1-4. Valentine will score. A 5 he holds. And a 6, 1, or 2. There could be an out. It is a 6-1, and Valentine coming. And now we'll see the throw, where it's going to be. The throw coming in, and it's going to be thrown at the plate. Valentine is out of there, thrown out by Collins. He got him. Valentine tries to score. Collins throws it right at the plate on a 6-1. The 2-5 lead runner thrown out. He is out of there. Side retired. Fly out. Throw him out. Holy cow. What a play by Dave Collins in right field. And that does retire the side. The Mets do get 1 run on 2 hits. A bomb by Dave Kingman. Should have gotten more, but a great throw by Dave Collins. Guns down Valentine at the plate. Tied at 1 after 2. We go to the top of the third. Lynch takes the mound, and coming on up to the plate will be the pitcher, Tom Seaver. And he gets a roaring ovation here from the Shea Stadium crowd. They know they did not want to lose the terrific one in the trade. And I still say that may be the worst baseball trade in history. Yeah, Seaver for Pat Zachary and Doug Flynn. Yeah, whatever. Great idea. So Lynch will pitch to Seaver to start the top of the third. Lynch, a 2-2 against a righty, strikeout 11, and he got him, and he struck out Seaver. And that is strikeout number 1 for strikeout number 2 for Lynch. I'm sorry. Second strikeout on Doug Lynch from Ed Lynch, and that's 1 away. Here's Collins, and he gets a few boos here from the crowd. Collins is 0 for 1. Lynch, 6-2 against the switch left. That's a blank. Collins a 2-6, and that's going to be a ground out to third. 2 men down. And now Griffey. Griffey is 0 for 1. Lynch will make the pitch. A 2-2 against the lefty. That's a blank. Griffey, a 1-1 base hit left field, and Griffey keeps the inning alive with a single. He'll head to first. And now here comes up Concepcion. He got a lead off. He got a double his last time up and scored. So Griffey on it first. Let's see if he's going to do anything on the bases. That is a 10. The answer is no. Lynch will go ahead and make the pitch. 1-2. That's a range play at the park. Shea Stadium, 6-1. That's a fly ball to right field. That ball is hit to Ellis Valentine. His range is a 3, and he can't get it. And that's going to drop for a base hit. Concepcion gets another single. It'll be a single to right. Griffey's base running rating becomes a 6 with 2 outs. Single to right plus 2 is 8. Valentine minus 2 is 6. It won't be a throw, and Griffey will go to third. So Concepcion gets another hit. And now runners at the corners for Foster. Foster an RBI single his last time up. Fans here at Shea, they don't know who to root for, Tom Seaver or the Mets. Tied at 1, top of the third. Checking strategy, nothing happening. Concepcion staying put. Lynch will make the pitch. 6-1 against a righty. That's going to be an automatic out. He'll get out of it. And that's grounded to second base. Up with it is Flynn, and he will toss it to first to get the out. Oh, nice job by Lynch. No runs, 2 hits for the Reds as they strand a couple of base runners here. Remember, the Reds need the game. The Mets really don't. The Mets are 12 back a third to try to get in the playoffs. The Reds right now are in a fight for their lives with Houston, with every team in the National League West except the Padres. They're the only team right now that are really out of it. Bottom of the third. Leading off for the Mets will be their pitcher, Ed Lynch. He batted 143 that year in 81. The franchise will make the pitch. 1-4. That's strikeout 15. Got him easily. Strikeout number 2 for Seaver. 1 out. Quick out there, and some of the Mets fans do cheer on Seaver. The Mets fans know that the Mets are not in it this season for this strike-shortened 81, so they have no problem rooting for Seaver here. They would still like to see a win, but you got Seaver on the mound. Pitch from Seaver. Wilson, by the way, is 0 for 1. Mookie Wilson, 2-3 for Seaver. That's going to be a pitcher result. Wilson, a lefty, a switch hitter hitting from the left side. A 1 would be an automatic out. The 12 is too high. Wilson, 2-4, and he grounds it to first. Ground out to first, 2 down. Now we'll see Taveras. Taveras is 0 for 1. Remember, the Reds did win this game historically. Seaver with the pitch. 6-1 against a righty. That will be an automatic out. And it's a ground ball to second base. Up with it is Oster, and he will toss it to first for the out. And 1-2-3 go the Mets, done in by their ex-teammate, Tom Terrific Seaver. At the end of 3, we're still tied at 1. We go to the top of the 4th. Tom Seaver is my number 2 in my all-time starting rotation, with Koufax being number 1, Seaver 2, Bob Gibson 3, Randy Johnson 4, and Greg Maddux 5. I really don't think you guys have a problem with that rotation I just gave you. With Steve Carlton and Nolan Ryan as spot starters and long relief in the bullpen. Don't worry about the closers. There's so many to choose from. Top of the 4th, leading off for the Reds will be Dan Dreesen. Dreesen is 0 for 1. Lynch will make the pitch, and that is a 4-3 error on a throw. Dreesen, 1-2, and that's going to be a base hit into center field. Dreesen gets a single. There won't be a throwing error, and he will hold at first. Reds are the better team between these two. There's no doubt in my mind. Here's Knight. Knight is 0 for 1. Infield goes to double play depth. Dreesen, not really a stealing threat, and he's not going anywhere with that 8. Lynch will go ahead. He will throw it. 5-1 against a right-handed batter. Strikeout 20. Way out of there. Knight A 4-2 against a right-handed pitcher. That's going to be a fly out to center and out number 1. Knight flies out to Mookie. And now here is Oster. Oster is 0 for 1. Lynch, he'll go ahead and make the pitch. 4-1, blank, Oster. 1-2, line drive right to first. That's going to be out number 2. And they turn the double play. A 1, 2, 3, or 4. Dreesen is doubled up, and he's not. He gets back. 2 outs. Line out to first. Oster lines right out to first base, but Dreesen gets back. And 2 outs. We'll now see O'Berry. O'Berry is 0 for 1. Brian Patterson joins us. Brian Patterson, as much as it pains me to say, but Glavine or Smoltz could be in that conversation also. I have no issue with those two, but Greg Maddux was the more dominant of those pitchers. You're not wrong, but I felt Maddux was more dominant than Glavine or Smoltz. Maddux was the best pitcher in that Braves rotation. There's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind. The Bulldog was just the Bulldog was just amazing. Let's see if Dreesen doing anything. That's an 11, nothing happening. But you're not wrong, Brian. That's good, too good. Those you could put those in the conversation as well. Lynch, 3-5, hit by pitch. That 5 is going to be too high. O'Berry, a 2-1, and that's going to be grounded to short. That'll get taken care of by Taveras, and he's going to throw to first to get O'Berry, and that'll retire the side. No runs, a hit for the Reds as Dreesen is stranded at first. A runner left on. And we go to the bottom of the 4th inning, a 1-1 tie between the Reds and the Mets. As I said, the Reds need this game. The Mets don't. They're just trying to play spoiler here. Hubie Brooks leads off for the Mets. And with a 307 average he had in 1981, one of his better years that he had, but Brooks really didn't turn out to be what the Mets hoped he would. Seaver with the pitch. A 4-5. That is a blank. Brooks, 6-2, and that's a ground out to second. It will be out number 1. And now a roar from the crowd comes up as here comes Dave King Kong Kingman. Kingman 1 for 1 with a solo bomb into center field. Seaver pitched him a terrible pitch. And now Seaver will try to pitch him again differently. 1-2. That's at the park. Shea Stadium says 6-3, and that's going to be a goner. A 6-3, a home run to center field. Kingman, of course, is 20s. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. And Griffey again looks up at it and just sees it fly into the parking lot. That is gone. Dave Kingman is second home run of the game. This one courtesy of the ballpark. Stadium cheers. Yay! Reds fans in the chat groan. Tom Seaver has given up 2 gopher balls. One was Seaver's fault, but this time Shea Stadium took it right out of there and is now 2-1 Mets. Kingman 2 for 2 with 2 bombs. The batter now is Valentine. Valentine walked his first time up, still 1 out here. Seaver knows he doesn't want to pitch to Kingman anymore. Pitch from Tom, 4-2, that's an error on a throw. Valentine, 6-6, that's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Ray Knight. His error rating is a 9. That's a 10. He won't make an error. He throws to first for the second out. No error made by Knight out there. Just missed it. And now the batter is Mazzilli, as Woodman 564 says rigged. Mazzilli is 0 for 1. Of course, all the female hearts in the stadium break when they see him. Seaver, a 6-1 against a switch left. That's blank. Mazzilli, a 6-5, and that's going to be a ground ball to short, taken care of by Con Sione easily, and he tosses it over to first to get out Mazzilli. And a ground out to short. 1 run, 1 hit, a solo bomb again by Kingman. And the Mets have a 2-1 lead after 4. Top of inning number 5. Lynch will get back on the mound. And here comes Tom Seaver to bat. He will bat. Seaver, of course, struck out his first time up. Lynch, a 4-5. That's a wild pitch, ball 1. Do it again. 3-4. That's at the park. Shea Stadium says 2-1, and that's just going to be a ground out to short for out number 1. One man down. The batter is Collins. Collins is 0 for 2. Lynch, a 6-1 against a switch left. That's blank. Collins, 2-3, and that's a ground out to first. Out number 2. Right now, Lynch is out dueling Seaver. And here is Griffey. Griffey is 1 for 2. Got a base hit his last time up. Lynch will make the deal. 2-2 against the lefty. That is a blank. Griffey, a 4-3, and a fly ball center field. Mookie Wilson will take a couple of steps backwards, but he gets it easily. And 1-2-3, go the Reds. 2-1 Mets, halfway through the game. Bottom of the 5th. Ed Lynch can only pitch to 22 batters, so he's only got pretty much 2 batters left before Lynch gets tired. We'll see how long they go with him. Leading off for the Mets will be John Stearns. Stearns got a base hit his first time up. He'll make the pitch. 6-6 against the righty. That's going to be an automatic out, and it'll be a fly out to center. 1 down. Next up is Flynn. Flynn is 0 for 1. Seaver ready to deal. A 2-1. That's a walk plus. That 10 will barely walk Flynn. Flynn has a walk rating of 1, but on a walk plus becomes an 11, and that is a 10. Flynn walked, and that's something he didn't do a lot of in 81. If you only have a 1 on a walk rating against right-handers, he didn't do that much. But he will track to first, as Doug Flynn says, what? I got a base on balls? Really? Okay. That does bring up the pitcher, Ed Lynch. Lynch is off to a heck of a start. He only got 2 batters left, but I'm going to let him stay up there, and I'm going to probably let him bunt. Corners are going to come in. Let's see if Flynn's going to do anything. Nope, no stay put. And no, I'm not going to send Lynch on a hit and run. Mazzil and Hargrove in the same game. Would there be a game? The females would have outnumbered the male. Yeah, they would have. Yeah, they would have. So Flynn on it first. Lynch is going to go ahead and roll the bunt. Seaver, a 5-5. That's a range play at the park, but that is ignored. So we go straight to the bunt check, and let's see what it is. And that is a 6. So it is bunted right at the plate to the catcher. That's an 18. Lynch bunt rating is a 4. And that is, so we'll go to 4 and 18. It's going to be a great bunt. Everyone safe with a single. Ed Lynch bunts it right at the plate, picked up by O'Berry, and he's got nowhere to throw, and it goes as an infield hit. What a bunt by Lynch. Goes as a single and an infield hit. Wow. An 18, and he got the great bunt. He got the great bunt result. So great bunt by Lynch. Now runners at first and second for Mookie. Wilson is 0 for 2, though. Infield now back to double play depth. Anything on the bases. 17 is a negative. The terrific one will make the pitch. 2-3. That's a pitcher result. Wilson, a switch hitter from the left side. A 1 would be an automatic out. The 11 is high. Wilson, 5-1. And Wilson gets almost all of it. And he smacks it in the deepest corner of Shea Stadium. It's going to go all the way around. Mookie Wilson has himself a triple. Flynn will come in to score. Lynch will come in to score. Wilson goes to third. 4-1 Mets. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! Reds fans in the chat, barf. Blech. Two RBI triple by Mookie Wilson off a Seaver, and Wilson is on third, as BB says rigged. Wilson on his third, and Seaver not doing well here at his own home ballpark, and still one out. The batter is Tavares. The Reds bullpen about to stir a little bit here. But Seaver, we'll see how long it can go. Infield is in. The Reds are not going to call it. The Reds are going to call the infield in. Seaver will see if anything on Strat. That is a 9. Nothing happening. Tavares is 0 for 2. Seaver with the pitch. 6-6 against the righty. That's going to be an automatic out. And that's a 5. That's going to be a fly out to left. That'll be out number 2. Tavares has a sacrifice fly rating of 2. Does he bring in Wilson automatically? No, he does not. Wilson, however, very good speed. His base running rating is a 4. It was a fly out to left. Left fielder is Foster. He has a +1 arm, so a 5. A 1-5. Wilson will score a 6-1 or 2. There could be an out. It's a 5-4, and Wilson will score for the Mets as he'll come in on the sacrifice fly. It is now 5-1 Mets. Stadium cheers. Yay! Section 518 cheers. Yay! So now 2 outs. And the next batter is Brooks. And Brooks is 0 for 2. Seaver, he'll get the pitch. He'll continue to stay out there. 1-2. That's at the park. Shea Stadium says 3-4. And that is a home run to the pull side. Against the righty, though, Brooks needs a 3. That is an 18. It is too high. And that is just going to be a fly ball to the pull side. And Brooks, of course, a righty, and that will be going to left field, and that will be the final out of the inning. So a fly out to left. He doesn't get that. 3 runs on 2 hits for the Mets, a triple, a single, and a sacrifice fly. And the Mets have a 5-1 lead on the Reds here after 5. Top of the 6th coming up. Leading off for the Reds will be Dave Concepcion, and he is 2 for 2, has a double and a single. Ed Lynch will continue to pitch, now with a 4-run lead. Lynch, 1-3, that is a blank. Concepcion, 1-3, and he pops out to short, and that's the first out. 1 man down. We will now see Foster. Foster is 1 for 2, has a single. Lynch, 6-5, that's a blank. Foster, 3-4, and that's a fly out to left, out number 2. Lynch is now tired. They're going to keep him in there and see how long he can pitch. This is the 80s, not 2021. Here's Dreesen. Dreesen, 1 for 2. We'll see how Lynch can go, if he can at least make it to his spot in the lineup. Ed Lynch with the pitch. 6-3. That's a walk plus that 15 will walk Dreesen, and he will trot down to first. Dreesen gets to first. He'll hold there, and will now bring up Knight. Knight is 0 for 2. Lynch ready to make the pitch. There are 2 outs. Am I rolling a strat? Yes, I am. And that is a 10, nothing happening. Lynch has got pretty decent pickoff chance. Lynch with the pitch, 4-3. That's an error on a throw. Knight, 6-3, and that's going to be a single, an infield single to second base. And that is hit to Flynn. His error rating is a 4. That's a 1, and he's going to throw the ball away. That's going to be an error on Flynn. An error on a throw, and on a S4 single, it's an automatic infield single, and he throws the ball away, an automatic two-base error. Dreesen goes to third, and Knight goes to second automatically on that. And that is an E4. Wow, first error on the Mets. In this game, they did historically have an error in the game. So now runners at second and third, a chance now for Ron Oster, and because Lynch is now tired, they will take him out of the game, and they will bring in a different pitcher who's not tired. So that's going to be it for Lynch. Not his fault, though, because of that, but he did a heck of a job tonight, and they're going to take him out. So the batter is Oster, and Oster does a little bit worse against righties, so the Mets will bring in a right-hander, I think. And it is not a save yet. So coming on to pitch for the Mets will be Dyer Miller. 1 win, no losses, no saves, a 3.29 ERA. Dyer Miller will be the second Mets pitcher to try to get Oster out. Oster is 0 for 2. There are 2 outs. The Reds have a chance here to get some runs. Anything on the bases. The 6 is a negative. Miller will pitch to Oster. Runners at second and third. Can the Reds take advantage of the error? 4-4 against the switch left. That's a blank. Oster, 6-6, and it's going to be a fly ball to left field. Getting under it is Mazzilli. All the room he needs. Puts it away. Side retired. No runs, no hits. There was an error, but the Reds could not take advantage of it. It remains 5-1 in favor of the Metsies. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Seaver is due to bat second, and they're going to let Seaver pitch here to see if he can go ahead and get this inning done. And he will be pitching to Dave King Kong Kingman. Kingman 2 for 2. He's got 2 homers in this game. Both of them long bombs. Let's see if Seaver knows the second homer really wasn't much of his fault, but Kingman got enough that he got cleared it. So Seaver will make the pitch to Kingman. 3-1, and that's going to be an automatic out this time. And it will be a ground out to second, out number 1. This time he finally gets Kingman. 1 man down, the batter is Valentine. Valentine is 0 for 1. He did walk in the game. Seaver with the pitch. 1-2, that's at the park. Shea Stadium. 4-1, and that's going to be a ground out to second, out number 2. 2 straight ground outs to second. And here is the heartbreaker, Mazzilli. Mazzilli is 0 for 2. Seaver trying to have a better inning here, and he will make the pitch. 1-3, that's a range play. Mazzilli, 1-5, that's a ground ball to short, hit to Concepcion. His range is a 4. He's not going to get it. It'll get by him. Mazzilli has a single. 2-out base knock for Lee Mazzilli, and he will hold it first. And a chance now for Stearns. Stearns is 1 for 2, has a single in the game. Am I rolling the strat? Yes, I am. Mazzilli actually does have stealing ability. That 16 does not send him, though. Seaver looking on, and he will make the pitch to Stearns. Seaver, 2-6. That is a blank. He's not tired. Stearns with the swing. 4-6, and it's a fly ball to left field. George Foster will get to that one with no problem, and he will put it away to end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Mets after 6. The Mets lead the Reds 5-1 here. And remember, in 10-minute ticker, the Mets kind of owned the Reds the last few times they played in the ticker. So, in a way, is this realistic? Maybe so. I don't know. We go to the top of the 7th. Mets with a 5-run lead. And Mike O'Berry leads off for the Reds. Dyer Miller will stay on the mound. He will stay on the mound, and he can pitch to about 7 more batters, I think, here. So, yes. So, Miller will pitch to O'Berry. O'Berry is 0 for 2. Miller, 1-6. Base hit right past Miller for a single. That's an automatic single right there, and O'Berry goes to first. Leadoff hit for O'Berry. Seaver's next up, but they're going to pull him. That's going to be it for Tom Seaver. Not one of his better games, unfortunately. And coming on to pinch hit for the Reds will be Joe Nolan. Nolan, a 309 average, a homer, 26 RBIs in 81, and he'll go up against Miller. Joe Nolan, pretty good, not bad, a 309 average, only about half the at-bats for the Reds that year. Not too bad. Infield, a double play depth. The strategy rolls are off. Miller will pitch. 6-6, error on a grounder. Nolan, 6-4, and that's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Kingman. His error rating is an 18, and he's going to make that error as well, and that's going to pick it up, and he throws a little wide, and that's going to be an error on Kingman. An error on a grounder. Kingman makes the error because he's at first today, and everybody's safe. And that is an E3. Second error on the Mets in this game. Oh, Dave Kingman makes an error. And now the Reds have a good chance to try to get back into this game. Here's Collins. Collins is 0 for 3. Infield still a double play depth. Miller. And Miller is due to bat second in the inning. Collins hits righties better than lefties. And that's going to be it for Miller. So Dyer Miller's going to come out of the game. The Mets will go to the bullpen. They will bring on a lefty, and it will be Pete Falcone. 5 wins, 3 losses, a save, a 2.55 ERA. There's a blast from the past. Pete Falcone, the next pitcher. He is number 3. So runner is still at first and second. Collins will bat. He's a switch hitter. He'll stay out there. He'll now hit from the right side. No strategy roll still. Falcone will now make the pitch. 4-1. That is a blank. Collins swings. 6-2. And that's a fly ball to right field. And that's going to be out number 1. O'Berry, a base running rating of 2. Fly out to right, -1 is a 1. Right fielder Valentine has a -2 arm, which means O'Berry can't even try to go to third, and he'll stay put. Next up is Griffey. Griffey is 1 for 3. Griffey 1 for 3. And he will make the pitch from Falcone. Falcone, 6-5 against the lefty. Strikeout plus 5. Got him. He struck out Griffey for out number 2. Falcone gets a big K right there. 2 men down. And now the batter is Concepcion. Concepcion 2 for 3. A double and a single. Now the infield is normal. Can the Mets get out of this jam? Falcone will make the pitch. It's a 4-2. That's at the park. Shea Stadium, 2-4. And that's going to be a star 6. It'll be a fly ball to right field. Ellis Valentine is near the wall, but he's got plenty of room. Makes the catch, and the Mets get out of the jam. No runs, a hit, and an error for the Mets, but the Reds cannot take advantage of it. Reds fans in the chat groan. And we are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Like to remind you, don't forget we got 10-minute ticker coming up after the game. Our next scheduled telecast will be August 31st, the final day in the month of August. And we got a pretty interesting matchup. There's only one team left we've not played in the second schedule block, and they're up on tomorrow night. We go back to Kansas City, and once again, the Royals are featured. But this time they'll be hosting the Milwaukee Brewers. It'll be Mike Caldwell taking on Dennis Leonard, Milwaukee and the Royals. So it is August 31st. It is the last day of the month of August. So that is tomorrow. Wednesday there will be no stream. I'm not streaming because and then Thursday will be September 1st as we begin the 1981 pennant race. As we have already reached the pennant race for 1981 due to the strike shortened season that will start Thursday. I've yet to choose the game. So that's what we got tomorrow night, though. The Brewers and the Royals, final game in the month of August. So join us for that matchup as well. The Brewers are still trying to get into the playoffs as well as the Royals. It actually is a pretty important game for both. Meanwhile, bottom of the 7th here for the Mets. Doug Flynn will lead off, and he is 0 for 1. Reds need a pitcher. Let's see, right? A couple of switch hitter. I think they'll go with they could go with a righty, I guess. Let's see, they're down by 4. I think they'll go with a right-hander, and they're not going to bring him in. They are going to go with, I think they would go with him. I don't think you'd bring in your closer in this case. I just don't think you would. You're down by 4 runs. I think you'd save your closer just in case. Coming on to pitch for the Reds is going to be Doug Bear. 4 wins, 2 losses, a save, a 5.10 ERA. I know a little high on the ERA, but he had the most relief appearances as a righty in 1981, at least in the roster I have right now for them. So Doug Bear will pitch to Doug Flynn as we start the bottom of the 7th. Bear will make the pitch. A 1-1. That is a blank. Flynn, 2-3, and that's a fly out to right. Fly ball to right field. Falcone is next to bat. He will be pulled back as they will bring on a pinch hitter against Doug Bear. And Bear is a righty. So coming on to pinch hit for the Mets will be La Grande Orange, Rusty Staub. 317 average, 5 homers, 21 RBIs. Rusty Staub definitely belongs in the Hall of the Very Good. If they wanted to put Rusty Staub in the Hall of Fame, I don't think I'd have a problem with it, and I don't think you guys would either. Rusty Staub played in the league many years. Just retired before the Mets won the World Series in '86. The only thing he didn't have was a title. Doug Bear will pitch to Staub. Bear, 4-1, error on a throw. Staub, 2-5, and that's going to be a double into center field. Rusty Staub comes through with a double. There won't be an error there because it's not a throwing error because there's no one on base. So Rusty Staub cracks himself a one-out double, and he will head to second. Batter now is Wilson. Wilson is 1 for 3, got a big 2 RBI triple his last time up. No strategy rolls. Bear will pitch to Wilson. 2-3, strikeout 6, got him. Bear struck him out. And that is the second out. And now we will see Taveras. Taveras is 0 for 3. Staub on at second. Mets trying to maybe get some more runs here. Bear looking to try to close it. Bear is, let's see, he is not due to bat. I wonder if the Reds would go to because Taveras actually hits righties better than lefties. Would they go to him right now? Why not? Doug Bear is going to come out of the game. The Reds said he did what he had to do, and the Reds will bring in a lefty in this case. And it will be Joe Price. 6 wins, a loss, 4 saves, a 2.52 ERA. So here's Joe Price to pitch to Frank Taveras. Taveras actually bats a little worse against lefties. 2 outs here, bottom of the 7th, 5-1. Price will now make the pitch. 1-6. It's a wild pitch. The 16. Now it's a possible pass ball. The catcher is O'Berry. His pass ball rating is a 5. He stops it, and he does not go past him, and it remains ball 1. That's now ball 1. Price will do it again. 5-2. Strikeout 6. And he got him. Struck him out. And Price keeps it where it's at. No runs, a hit for the Mets. It is still 5-1 in favor of the New York Metropolitans. Can the Mets hold the lead, or will the Reds finally break out? We go to the top of the 8th inning. They have right, left, right coming up. George Foster leads off for the Reds. He is 1 for 3. The Mets will bring in a right-hander, I believe. And let's see, they could go with him now, and why not? Coming on to pitch for the Mets is going to be their closer right now. It'll be Neil Allen. And one of his better years as a closer. 7 wins, 6 losses, 18 saves, a 2.97 ERA. The Mets are going to see if he can get 6 outs. Remember, this is the 80s, not the 2020s. Neil Allen will pitch to Foster here, top of the 8th, 5-1. Allen, 5-4. That's at the park. Shea Stadium, 4-2, and that's a fly out to left, out number 1. Shea Stadium not giving the Reds much help. And now here's Dreesen. Dreesen is 1 for 2. Allen will make the pitch. 2-3. That's a range play. Dreesen, 3-6. That's a ball hit to left field. That is a 14. Against a righty, that's going to be too high, but it's a range play then, so it's a fly out to left. Lee Mazzilli is out there. His range is a 2. Does he prevent the play? No, he does not. It will fall way over his head, and Dreesen will have a double. Dreesen gets a 1-out double, and he will hold it second. Second hit of the game for Dreesen. Batter now is Knight. Knight is 0 for 3. Reached on an error his last time up. Allen will go ahead and make the pitch. Timeout on the scorecard for station identification. There we go. Allen with the pitch. 5-1. That's a blank. Knight swings. 1-1. And that's going to be a ground ball to short. That's picked up there by Taveras. He throws to first for out number 2. Dreesen, a base running rating of 4, a 4 or lower. He goes to third. He does not. The ball was hit too hard, and Dreesen stays at second. 2 outs. 2 men down for Oster. Oster is 0 for 3. Neil Allen will go ahead and make the pitch. 5-6 against a switch left. That's a walk. And the 3 will walk him, and Oster will trot down to first. And boy, that was a switch left. If Oster was hitting from the right side, that was a possible home run. But Oster, a switch hitter, hitting from the left side to the right-hander, and that is a walk. And that could have been big. And now the batter is Mike O'Berry. It is the 8th inning, so we will see a pinch hitter for him for the Reds. So Oster walks. O'Berry is 1 for 3, but they're going to take him out. And let's see. It is the 8th inning, but yeah, it makes sense to bring the guy in. So coming on to pinch hit and take over at catcher will be Mr. Johnny Bench. 309 average, 8 homers, 25 RBIs. He will take over at catcher for O'Berry. In the 8th inning, I can replace position players and pinch hit for them. So timeout on the scorecard. And Bench, let's see, 3, 3, 8 plus 1. And Bench will take over at catcher. So now Neil Allen will pitch to Bench. 2 outs here, top of the 8th. Allen's got to be careful with him. Bench can easily make this an interesting game. Fans here at Shea Stadium hoping for a big play. Allen with the pitch. 2-1 against a righty. Strikeout 5, and he got him. Called strike 3 on Johnny Bench. He doesn't take the bat off of his shoulder. Side retired. No runs, a hit for the Reds, and a walk. The Reds are stranding. Base runners are not able to get them in. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-1 Mets. Price. Let's see if he's going to pitch. Hubie Brooks leads off. And they got right coming up. And that's going to be it for Price. They're not going to keep him out there. The Reds will go to the bullpen. They'll bring out their best closer, and that will be Tom Hume. 9 wins, 4 losses, 13 saves, a 3.46 ERA. Hume's job, keep it 5-1 and hope for some 9th inning magic. Bottom of the 8th here, Hubie Brooks leads off, and he is 0 for 3. 5-1 Mets. Hume with the pitch. 4-6 against a righty. Walk. 18 is high. Brooks will swing. 6-1 against the righty. Ground out to third, out number 1. And Brooks hits a ground out to third. Here is Kong. Kong is 2 for 3. The 2 of them, the 2 hits were both bombs. He's got 2 home runs in this game. Hume ready to make the pitch. 5-4, hit by pitch. 14 is too high. Kingman, 1-6, and it's a ground out to short. Out number 2. Kingman can't get that one this time. And here's Valentine. Valentine is 0 for 2. He did walk in the game. Hume will make the pitch. 1-6, that's blank. Valentine, 4-5. That's a star 4. It's going to be a ground ball to short. Taking care of it is Concepcion, and he tosses it to first to retire the side. So Hume does a very good job there and retires the Mets 1-2-3. Will we see some 9th inning magic? I know I don't want to see 9th inning magic. I know BB doesn't want to see any 9th inning magic here in this game. So I know nobody wants to see 9th inning magic. I totally understand. So let's hope we don't have any 9th inning magic tonight. Neil Allen is going to stay out there. He will pitch. Tom Hume was the leadoff batter. The Reds will go to the bench. It's the 9th inning. They can bring in anybody to bat, and they will go with Sam Mejias. He had a 286 average, 49 at bats, but it is the 9th inning, so he will lead off. Here's Sam Mejias. He'll lead off against Neil Allen. Top of the 9th inning, 5-1 Mets. Neil Allen will make the pitch. 1-2, strikeout 15. Got him, struck him out. Mejias is a 13, plus 3 is a 16, and it's called strike 3 on Mejias. He doesn't even look at it. He just looked there. He was there. He was like the house by the side of the road and watched the ball go by him into the catcher's mitt. 1 out. 1 man down. The batter now is Dave Collins. He will bat. He's 0 for 4. Allen looking in to get the save. Pitch from Allen. 2-4. Home run chance. Collins a switch hitter from the left side. A 1-7. The 15 is too high. Collins will swing. 3-2. And it's going to be a ground ball to short. Taking care of it is Taveras. And he throws to first for out number 2. And now the last chance is Griffey. Griffey is 1 for 4. Allen is now tired. He will pitch, though. They'll try to get him, try to get the game. This would be a 6-out save. He would get a save with 6 outs. Allen will pitch to Griffey. Top of the 9th inning. Mets fans at Shea Stadium on their feet, hoping the Mets can hold on to get a win here on the Reds. Allen with the pitch. It's a 4-2. It's a range play at the park. Shea Stadium, 2-5. It's a star 4. It's going to be a fly ball to left field. Getting under it is going to be Mazzilli. Can he get over there and make the play? Yes, he can. Mazzilli gets over there, has room, puts out his glove, blop, and the ball falls into it. That's your game, and we have a happy recap at Shea Stadium as the Mets beat the Reds tonight 5-1. Stadium and Section 518 cheer. Yay! Reds fans in the chat, barf. Blech. One, two, three, go the Reds as the Mets beat Tom Seaver and the Reds here at Shea. A nice victory for the Mets, and this loss by the Reds could hurt them as we now go into as we're beginning to begin the pennant race. Final line score coming up. For the Mets, 5 runs on 7 hits and 2 errors. For the Reds, 1 run on 7 hits and no errors. Ed Lynch gets the win. Seaver takes the loss. Neil Allen gets the save. The 3 big hits in the game, 2 home runs by Dave Kingman and a 2 RBI triple by Mookie Wilson are the reason why the Mets pull out this game on the Reds. But a great job by the Mets pitching staff holding the Reds to only 1 run in this ball game. Don't go away. 10-minute ticker coming right up. As my Mets tonight have a happy recap. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball of Replay Sports. The Mets go ahead and get the victory there. And kind of improbable. It was a 9-1 here, but that does sometimes happen. I was going to do Texas and Milwaukee, but when I saw the Reds and Mets, I said, nah, I got to do that. California at Baltimore, August 28th. California 1664, and that's 9. Baltimore a 10-35, and that's 4. It'd be a win for the O's. Oakland at Boston, big series. Oakland an 8-23, and that's 2. Boston a 15-52, and that is 6. A win for the Red Sox. Yankees and the White Sox. Yankees 8-36, and that's 3. The White Sox a 6-44, and that's 4. White Sox will beat the Yankees, which means Boston and the Yankees right now are tied for the AL East lead. Seattle at Cleveland. Both teams are the 9. Seattle 9-24, and that's 2. Cleveland 9-21, and that's also 2, so we will have extras. Seattle rolled a 2. Their clutch is 0. Cleveland rolled a 4, and their clutch is 0. Cleveland will pull out the win. Texas at Milwaukee. Texas 13-12. Yeah, and that's going to be only 1 run. Milwaukee a 9-43, and that's 4, and that'll be a win for the Brewers. Detroit at Minnesota. Tigers 12-64, and that's an 8. Minnesota a 4-15, and that's 1, a win for the Tigers. Kansas City at Toronto. Royals 10-66, that's 9. Toronto 10-41, and that's 4, a win for the Royals. Philadelphia at Houston. Philadelphia a 5-11, that's 0. The Astros a 2-32. That's going to be enough to get the win. The Astros will beat the Phillies. Cubs and the Dodgers. Cubs a 5-53. That's 4. The Dodgers are 13-15, and that is 2. It'll be a win for the Cubs. Braves and the Expos. Braves 7-52, and that's 5. The Expos an 8-36. That's 3. It'll be a win for the Bravos. Pittsburgh and the Giants. I need the Pirates to lose here. Pittsburgh an 11, and not happening. Pittsburgh 11-63, and that's going to be 7. Even though I got the win, it won't matter. I'm not going to gain a game on the Bucks. San Francisco a 9-52, and that is 5, and the Pirates win it. August 29th. August 29th, California at Baltimore. California 12-33, and that is 4. Baltimore a 14-15, and that's 2. Oakland at Boston. Oakland 12-25, and we've got 3. Boston 13-52, and that's 6. Man, the Red Sox. They're going to the Red Sox should make the playoffs. Matter of fact, they could win the division. Yankees and the White Sox. Yankees 10-43, and that is 4. White Sox an 8-56, and that's 6. And the Red Sox just took, I think, a 1-game lead in that division. Seattle at Cleveland. Lena Young joins us here at the 10-minute ticker. Seattle 15-15, and that is 2. Cleveland 15-12, and that's 1. That'll be a win for the Mariners. Texas at Milwaukee. Texas 15-66, that's 11. Milwaukee 16-26, that's 4. That'll be a win for the Rangers. Detroit at Minnesota. Detroit 9-12. That's 0. Tigers lately are having some issues right now. Minnesota 12-55. That's going to be 6. A win for the Twins. Tigers are beginning to have a little not win some games here. Kansas City at Toronto. Kansas City 1362. And what do we got here? That's going to be 7. The Blue Jays are 136, and that is 2. And that'll be a win for the Royals. Philadelphia at Houston. Doubleheader. Game 1. Philadelphia 955, and that is 6. Houston 2065, and that's 11. Houston wins game 1. Game 2, Philadelphia 941, and that's 4. The Astros in 1122, and that's 2. And the Phillies and Astros will split a twin bill. Cubs and the Dodgers. Cubs a 165. Wow, they're getting runs here. That's 6. The Dodgers a 1531, and that's 4. Cubs will beat the Dodgers. Atlanta and the Expos. Atlanta a 632. That's 2. Montreal a 1252, and that's 5. The Expos get a win. Reds and the Mets. Can the Mets beat the Reds again? Cincinnati. Let's see what happens. Cincinnati a 1233, and that is 4. The Mets a 662, and that's going to be a 6, and the Mets will beat the Reds again. Another happy recap. Cardinals and the Padres. Doubleheader, game 1. St. Louis 1351. And that is 5. Padres 841, and that's 4. A win for the Cardinals. Game number 2. St. Louis 1242, and that's 4. The Padres in 1116, and that's going to be 2. The Cardinals will take both games from the Padres. Cardinals, I think, just took first place in the National League East. Pittsburgh and the Giants, and Pittsburgh is not out of it as well for the division title. Pittsburgh at the Giants. Pittsburgh a 514, and that's 1. The Giants a 1331, and that is 3, and the Giants will beat the Pirates. Moving on to August 30th, California at Baltimore. California 1266, that's 10. Baltimore 856, and that is 6. A win for the Angels. Oakland at Boston. Continuing that big series, Oakland 1254, and that's 6. Boston a 652, and that's 4. That'll be a win for the A's. Yankees and the White Sox. Yankees a 626, that's 2 runs. White Sox a 1251, and that's 5 runs. Wow, Yankees are now having some issues, as they've now lost 3, and they've lost all 3 games tonight on the ticker. Seattle at Cleveland. Seattle 1145, and that is 5. The Indians an 1821, and that's 3. That's a bad loss for the Indians. You got to beat the Mariners. Texas at Milwaukee. Texas 9-16-2. Milwaukee 841, and that's 4. The Brewers win another one. And a very important game between the Brewers and the Royals tomorrow night. Detroit at Minnesota. Let's see, Detroit 1343, and that's 5. Minnesota a 216, that's 1. The Tigers get the win. Philadelphia at Houston. Philadelphia a 431, that's 2. The Astros a 1643, and that is 5. The Astros will win all 3 games against the Phillies tonight. Cubs and the Dodgers. Cubs a 722, that's 2. The Dodgers a 1261, that'll give them a win, and that's 7. Dodgers win. Braves and the Expos. Braves a 5-14. That's 1. The Expos a 9-14. And that is also 1. So we got extras between the two. Atlanta rolled a 5. Their clutch is 0. The Montreal Expos rolled a 2. Their clutch is 0. And Atlanta will win it. Reds and the Mets. Can the Mets sweep the Reds here on the ticker and on the board? Let's see what happens. Cincinnati a 12.54, and that is 6. The Mets a 10.16, and that is 2. And the Reds will win this game. Although the Mets did take 2 out of 3, including beating Tom Seaver. Cardinals and the Padres. Cardinals 21-13, and that's only 2 runs. Padres an 8.63, and that's 7 runs. The Padres will beat the Cardinals. Pittsburgh at San Francisco. Pirates 11-12, and that's 1. The Giants a 14.35, and that is 4. And that is a win for the Giants. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. And tomorrow is August 31st, the final day of the month of August. It will be the Milwaukee Brewers taking on the Kansas City Royals. Mike Caldwell against Dennis Leonard. We will only do one 10-minute ticker day because September 1st begins the pennant race. We have reached the pennant race, everyone. After tomorrow, there'll be no stream on Wednesday night. And Thursday, we'll start the pennant race, and I will decide that game coming up. So don't miss Milwaukee and Kansas City, the final day of August. Baby Woodman 564, Lena Young, Brian Patterson, Steeler Fan 1933. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. And make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night. But it was a happy recap for my Mets. They beat the terrific one, Tom Seaver, in a nice game tonight. 5-1 over the Reds. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night.